as long as it's like two people who are like consenting, I don't care really. You know.
Okay, so as long as it's two people consenting, then you don't really care. Okay, so
Yeah.
do you think it's valid for a man to marry an infant, for example? Because
What?
consenting. You said consenting. So two people consenting. Since the infant is okay, this is a very bad example, honestly, but still, it's still okay. A young child, for example, because they can consent. An infant can't.
A
You get that?
child can't consent to that.
A child
Their
can
brain
consent.
is not. No, their brain is not like equipped to understand what they're fully doing.
Of
That's
course
why
they
they
can.
can't consent.
Of course they can.
Okay,
You're not.
well, where's the why do you think a child could consent to that specifically? Hold on.
Why I think a child can consent to things? Because a child, even if a child is still learning themselves, if you do things, a child still, like, for example, there can be children that don't like, for example, when they meet their family, there's children that don't like to be physically touched, hugged, and stuff like that. That is the child consenting. If you ask them, can I give you a hug? They consent to that. So a child can give consent. Of course they can. What do you mean? But yeah. So I just think you're
Yeah, I don't agree with it. Like a basis of consent is like you have to fully understand what you're doing. And to get married, you have to fully understand what's going on. Like your brain doesn't even really fully develop until you're 25.
okay.
So
So
I
you
really
think
don't.
okay, wait. So your brain doesn't even fully develop until you're 25, but you can still drive a car when you're 16 in America. You can